because I want to play during the day for the most part of the run if I can. I just think it looks better. I think Scott said the same thing in one of his recent videos or streams. But I like the look of daytime, so if I can keep the daytime like appearance while getting nighttime just for a little bit in Kanto, that's kind of my sweet spot.
Honestly, I'm just used to how it looks in Crystal the nighttime. I'm just so used to setting it at 1 in the morning.
Same.
Although it looks like a different game at daytime to me.
Right?
Alright, so Steve, you set a new over-under?
I have not. What do you recommend?
Last time we did 38-40. I figured since the first run was actually pretty good, I only went to 37 to 39. I lowered it by a minute. In the rival Steve. Although the
I just went with speed because it was the first option on mine, but
yeah, you can change that in the disassembly.
Yeah, I haven't done so. For a lot of my runs, I try to basically change only the starter and not touch anything else because I like kind of keeping the game as intact as possible for a lot of my stuff. But I've tinkered around with the disassembly, and it really has some cool potential.
It does, yeah. There's a lot of things you can change in there.
I have the I did a video about I think I called it the Oops All Babies run, or is everything unevolved? I kind of want to do that again in Gen 2. That's a fun disassembly challenge where it's like you're swapping out all the teams with as close a equivalent of a baby Pokemon, or at least like a weak first stage.
Yeah, I know Steve used the disassembly to make every trainer in Gen 2 have shinies.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah, they have a setting where you like just one long file where all of the Pokemon and all of their DVs are, and I just set them all to shiny.
Yeah. All right. So are you guys?
Does that make them technically stronger? Because isn't the
all
shiny
of them
DVs
except
actually
for
higher
red stronger?
Well, Gen 2 can use some of that sometimes because it is a pretty easy run for a lot of fully evolved Pokemon, at least.
It is, yeah.
It brings it back to the mean a little bit more, because then it also weakens red a bit.
Yeah.
Alright, so are you guys ready to go?
Yep.
Let me just make sure my timer's all good. And yeah, I think since we have instant text speed actually working now, we should be good to go.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go. You see a difference now?
Oh, yeah.
Now things should be more fair.
Oh, I
You
forgot.
just double check.
I forgot the potion.
I actually skipped it on purpose.
Oh, what the heck? It doesn't seem to have taken effect, guys.
Did you open the options menu and back out? You have to do that again if you like reset the game.
I did. It seemed to go back as soon as I went to the next area.
It switched to slow?
Yeah.
It's still doing it.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and restart. Like, just stop.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, because, like... Yeah, that's weird. I'm gonna have to restart the whole OBS? I don't know. Because, like, what else could be...
Well, was your text instant during the intro?
I mean,
It felt faster.
You could do a kind of a workaround. You can go in Game Hook,
Oh, wait.
go to Options Text Speed, change it to C0,
I think I realized what's going on.
Did you freeze them in Game Hook?
I didn't freeze it in Game Hook, but I think that because I have the type card, like the type cards running on a separate that HTML that I had to do, I don't think I refreshed all of them in OBS.
Yeah, whatever HTMLs you edit, you gotta refresh it.
It did seem to make things a little wonky. on my overlay. I'm just gonna do a couple of quick tests here.
Mhm.
All right.
Let me just.
Actually, Andy, shiny Pokemon, their attack can be a 15, but then every other stat has to be a 10. The attack can actually be one of 5 different values. I think it goes like 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, and 15, I think.
I think the first one can absolutely be 0.
Yeah. Alright, so how's it working for you, Berius?
I refreshed my HTML for the type cards. It's still setting to slow.
Are you sure you refreshed everything? Did you make sure to save it too? Like when you edit the HTML, you gotta save it.
I was pretty sure I did. Let me just
I've
do
done
everything
that
one more
before.
time again.
Yeah, I've done that before. I would edit an HTML, refresh it, it doesn't work, and I realized I never clicked save.
Well, you could always do the jerry-rigging
Yeah.
option and then go to your options text speed, change it to C0, and then save it and then freeze it.
To C0. Oh, in the overlay?
The HTML. Or sorry, not the HTML, game hook, my bad. Game hook.
In game hook?
Yeah,
Let's see.
options, text
So-
speed.
Text speed. There's 1 and 2. Text speed 1, text speed 2.
Wait a minute.
Are you using...
I
Oh.
am using an older version of game hook.
Oh, you're using
Is that-
depreciated? I don't know how to change it then.
Are you using the old YML files?
I am.
Oh, yeah, that's really outdated.
Yeah, a lot of my stuff's old because I haven't gone through and fixed everything yet because it's all running on YMLs for my actual.
I thought they just
Functional
straight
overlay.
up lost the ability to even use them.
Like, you would just have to never update it.
Like they
Yeah, I
made
just
it,
have an
they made
old
the depreciated
game hook version.
.xml so that way you don't have to use the YMLs anymore. Like they do the same thing, but one's an XML.
Yeah, but for some reason my overlay doesn't like the XMLs. I need to figure out what's going on.
Not sure what to do then.
Because what would you said the value has to be C2
Mine is set to C0.
Let's see
or
what mine's-
C0? Because mine's set to C2.
Normally in a normal run without the instant speed, mine is set to C1. It's the C0 right now.
Mine
Okay.
is C0.
It looks like the text speed updates both of them either way. Just looking at this.
What happens if you just change to C0 manually?
Then it does it. So if I
Okay, so that's what happens when
what
you
I'll
go
do-
in the game and you change it to instant. What if you freeze it and then do it?
freeze it and then do it,
Like you freeze the...
it didn't actually freeze it in game hook. And then I got to get out of this dialogue here. And then change it. It does seem to work.
Yeah, that's what
Let's
I had
see.
to do for the Kyogre stream. I had to actually freeze my options with game hook, like actually freeze it.
That makes sense. Okay, so what we can do, we can restart. I'll pause my timer and gameplay for a quick couple of seconds just to make sure they're both set to C0 and frozen.
You
right
can
at
do
the
it
start,
before you even
and
start.
then from there,
Like,
it
before
seems
you
like-
even start the game, you can add, like when I played Gen 2, I changed my IV's speed and my text speed before I even start the game and freeze them all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can freeze it before you even start
Well,
the
then
game.
they should be good then, because I think that they're
And
still
your
frozen.
snow-
Looks like it's just
Your
still
snowflake is
C0.
blue, as in frozen, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well,
So I think we're
Sounds
good.
good.
All right. Sorry, guys. Tech issues. They suck.
It'll be smoother next
All right.
time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Next time.
Gym Leader Matt is in my chat and mentioning that it might overwrite the champion options. I have them in my overlay to default to that, to animation and everything. It should be fine. It should default to fast with animation.
When I did have to freeze it in the Kyogre run, it did turn off animations for the champion, but it was just a quick workaround, and you don't really get a time advantage from that much, just like a couple seconds.
That's true. And I do have I do have a hot button for pausing gameplay and timer together. So if something's super weird, I can pause, reset, and fix it without affecting the time. So if we get there and it's an issue, I can, but I think we're good now.
Yep. All right. So are you two ready?
Ready?
Steve?
Yep.
All right. And 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, there we go.
All right. Well, I got the potion.
I don't know. I'm skipping the potion still.
I actually used both of the potions in the last run. I think the Rival 2 battle, I got hit way too many times.
I paused real quick because if for some reason it's still being weird, but
Is it like sometimes reverting back and then going back to instant?
it seems like it's frozen and it says it should be instant, but it's saying that like when I enter and exit an area, it's resetting to slow.
Are you sure you have it frozen?
Well, if
it was frozen and it was still...
if his overlay is like changing it, the frozen thing won't even matter. It'll just change it, like the overlay itself. So it means your overlay is definitely changing it.
Yeah.
I'm very curious what's going on, man.
Yeah, I guess we'll just have to deal with it for the stream.
Well, you did say your champion battle changes it back. I don't know if that does anything.
Oh, maybe. Here. Option set Regigigas options C1. Yes, it might be actually because of the champion options.
Yeah.
That might have been...
Yeah. This is why
that
I
might be the
trust
key.
my overlays to change options for me when I can just do it myself.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna start this over again.
Yeah,
Gotta love all these all the tech talk.
Are you
Let's
starting
see.
over or just unpausing the timer?
Oh,
I'm
we're
gonna
definitely
start the
starting
whole thing
I'm
over.
just like practicing right now.
Okay. Yeah, sorry guys, temp number 5.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and restart.
Yeah, sorry everyone. I'm sure they all understand.
Plus, they can just skip ahead to when the gameplay starts, when the video is not being live anymore.
Yep. Except for all you live viewers, you're stuck here.
Okay, so interesting. I'm gonna reload everything here or refresh everything.
Oh yeah, do that.
It definitely seems like that was maybe the issue here.
And most likely.
I'm starting the game, but I'm just doing it as a test. Kind of hard to tell in the intro between fast and weird. Okay. It's being set to C0 now.
That's good.
And if it's actually still resetting.
It's got to be a lot more things than you think.
It must be.
Yeah. So, Steve, what do you want to do?
I mean, I would still like to finish the second run. I mean, if you don't mind just doing the run at whatever speed it will allow you to do it.
Yeah, that's probably the way it's going to have to be.
Yeah.
I updated the option set. I just wonder if I would have to restart OBS entirely or something. Just very weird
I
that
find the refresh is just the same as restarting OBS
Yeah.
entirely.
It is, yeah. There's no reason to ever restart OBS when you can refresh.
okay.
No, John,
I just
think
can't
that might
figure
take
out.
too long.
John says we could send you our overlay.
Well, I
That
have
would
my-
work. I mean, to be fair, like for tonight, like don't know
Yeah.
how long you guys want to be on stream and tinkering with it, because in all honesty, like it's getting late enough where like if we were to keep messing with it, I don't want to hold you guys up, you know?
We'll do it next time. I don't know if you want to do another in the future or not.
Yeah. If you
Oh, I'm
plan
down to
on
do
doing-
again. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're down to do another one, my overlay is packaged together. I gave John a copy of mine for his streams. We could do it for you where everything's all working. But
That might be the way to go for these, just because it's just
It will
interacting
be.
weird with my.
it will need to involve you using, like, I guess I can just package in, like, just a separate new version of GameHook just for you to load. Because it does have to be on the new version.
That makes sense.
Alright.
And I think I used a different version during the randomized speed run, randomized race. I mean,
Yeah,
that we
I
did.
just used whatever
Um,
package GameHook was newest at the time.
yeah.
It was a while ago. Alright, so you guys ready for tip number 17?
Yep.
Alright,
I mean, yeah.
yours. Alright,
I'll do my best.
Oh, did you say go? I didn't hear it.
Yeah, I did. I said 3, 2, 1,
Oh,
go.
okay. I didn't hear it either.
Oh, did I just cheat and give myself 16-second head start?
Oh well.
I'm fine with it.
Is it
Oh, well, we
really
always
much of
go
a head
off
start?
No, it really. We always go off the time of our timers. We've had timer discrepancies before, and like someone might finish the run first, but the other person's timer's a minute behind, so they have time.
Wow.
Also, on the rival fight, my very first Ice Punch Gen 1 missed.
Oh,
How
luck right
unlucky
there.
do you have to be? How unlucky do you have to be for that to happen?
You know that the punches have a range to knock out those Charmander because I think in my first run I 3-shot it with my punch move, and this time I 2-shot it.
All right, I tried to do a janky workaround just to freeze it again, just to see if we can maybe get lucky while we're running. So I'm only at 46 seconds right now, so I might be a couple minutes behind you guys in real time.
I'm only in a minute.
Oh, that's not too bad. Because I'm curious if it doesn't seem to freezing didn't seem to work. Oh well.
Yeah, if your overlay is setting it, it's just gonna refreeze it.
It is what it is.
Do you think you'll teach Bide?
You're already there.
Well, I'm starting the battle.
Dang. I mean, hopefully I don't Blackout warp to Pallet Town again.
What, you had a hard Brock fight last time?
The Onyx had a turn 1 bide. I was trying to stall it out. I used 2 Thunder Punches, and then I went for an Ice Punch, but it happened to be a 3-turn bide, and it one-shot me.
That feels like one of those stop and go things where it's like you played yourself. Like if you just went with Ice Punch from the very beginning, you would have just won, but you like...
Yeah, it was a misclick. I didn't know how to order my moves around. I didn't reorder anything. But now I have it. I have Stomp in slot 1 and Ice Punch in slot 4.
Yep. I got Stomp with its more PP than Dizzy Punch this time.
So are you just going with Stomp then? You're not even gonna use Dizzy Punch at all?
Yep.
No, just the PP was an issue for Nugget Bridge.
I definitely
Gotcha.
considered Dizzy Punch there for a moment. But then I remembered the PP issue. Like, I considered having both Stomp and Dizzy Punch, so that way, instead of Fire Punch.
Yeah.
But then I just didn't. For a moment there, I did think about Mega Punch too, because I think Mega Punch has got like 20 PP as well.
Yeah, but it's inaccurate.
Yeah, it's inaccurate, but it's got more.
5 Pokeballs. There we go. Took 6 Pokeballs to catch a Pidgey.
The Zubats are plentiful this run.
As you said that. Hey, Paris.
I have not seen a Paris. I'd very much like to find one. I'm encountering my 6th Zubat so far.
I caught it with 2 balls to spare.
Oh, I misjudged the ladder by 2 tiles.
Did you encounter a trainer?
Yep.
Which one was it? The youngster? Hiker?
The hiker, yes.
Ah. Yay, I'm in the lead.
Sometimes I just try and guess how high I need to be and then go straight left, and I commit to it every time.
I always just hug the wall then go down.
Oh no, it's go up and then choose when you go left and then you commit to the left.
Only
That's how I do it.
people that. Oh. I've always hugged the wall. Just so I can see where the ladder is and go down. I've always done that.
So you go all the way up and around?
Yep.
No, I feel like mine's better. Like you might accidentally battle that trainer 1 in 100 runs, but it happens.
Nah, my method's better.
I mean, we are talking about like 8 spaces. God damn it! There's so many wild Pokemon. I'm exiting the cave. It's almost 16.
Seems about right. Alright, let's see if I don't regret this. I am not saving for Misty.
I am also not saving
Oh,
for
that's
Misty.
brave.
Crit Water Gun and I still won.
Oh, there was a crit water gun and a regular bubble beam, and I still won.
Can you imagine if it
What
was
level
two-
are you guys for Misty?
15 to 16.
Okay.
Hi, froze Pidgeotto. Take that.
Did you fight anybody in Mount Moon at all, or did you just only do the required battles?
I only did the required. Steve did a hiker.
I accidentally did a hiker.
Sure, accidental.
Hey, you know what? I crit the Pidgeotto, so I'm happy.
Hey, I froze it. That's better.
Some would say that mine's better because it was 1 hit instead of 2.
Yeah, but you don't freeze often and it always feels good.
It does feel real nice to finally get that 10% chance.
Yeah, YouTube will always have a delay with the stream. I just can't help it.
Yeah, if you go over to Twitch
Yeah.
though, it's faster. Yeah, it was running into more errors doing YouTube only, so now I just went back to the way it was.
Did any of you guys ever learn Confuse Ray?
I did for a brief moment, and then I just decided to do dig instead. So it was probably a waste of time.
Yeah, it's weird.
Man,
Because I feel
stop.
like there's maybe a world where it's useful, but just not for Regigigas, I don't think, with the damage it can do with dig or you know, stomp even.
Exactly.
Stomp was the perfect amount of PP.
It was, yeah. All right.
Did you
Stomp.
notice any difference if you had a 2-hit anything with stomp that
Nope.
you would have wanted Dizzy Punch for?
Not one time.
I don't think so. No. It's the extra
Ugh.
power points I didn't. It's the extra.
I got the
power
2
points
crit
I-
bubble beam on Misty. That's rough.
Oh,
I
I
jinxed
assume
it,
you
sorry.
saved.
I did save actually, but I'm glad I did because that double crit in a row feels awful.
It sure does.
Dude, that can knock out like even grass types.
Yeah,
Misty's good AI would never even use Bubble Beam on a grass type.
But it could. I mean,
True.
so interestingly enough, I find that if there are no damaging moves, which I mean, Misty has always got tackle, so it's never the case for her. But if there are no damaging moves, it will in fact use moves that are resisted.
John, that might be a you thing. I am not streaming a black screen to Twitch. At least I'm pretty sure that's not me.
I don't know. What the
definitely
heck's
not me.
I don't know what the heck is going on. Mine, I could be.
Weird.
Oh, Stomp, you were so useful for the time I had you, but you gotta go.
What's interesting about, even though with the tech issues and stuff, it's actually going to be more comparable on my side to my other runs, which I'm kind of interested in too. So there's always a silver lining, I guess. Because all my runs are on fast tech speed, not instant.
Right. I mean, we just started doing the instant thing. I wonder if you make the ROM with the universal Pokemon randomizer and then you set it to instant. I wonder how that does it. Like, does it just make all of the options instant?
I'm not sure. Because you said this one is with the disassembly, right? Is how you
Yeah.
did this one?
Yeah.
I don't really know the difference.
And when we
Because
did Scott's race, he made all 3 of them instant.
interesting. Elixir. Oh, I ran into the hiker instead of the other trainer with 2 Pokemon on Route 25 in front of what do you call it? Seismic toss. But actually, Ice Punch makes this not too much longer.
Yeah, Ice Punch is great.
It's really nice to have it.
John apparently.
I feel like a
says
lot of
it's
Pokemon.
freezing. Doesn't it have?
What was
to
that
do
speed?
with- Hey Steve, apparently John's saying that my stream over on Twitch is freezing over. So part of me wonders if it's like my frame rate or bit rate. 'Cause I know that
No,
has something to do
no, it's a John issue. I've had your stream open the whole entire time, and it's never.
on Twitch.
Yep, and it's never like changed.
Yeah, John, that might just be a you thing. Hey, MTiberius, how often do you use the bike?
I try to use it as much as possible. The one place that I think you've mentioned this too, is in Victory Road, where you get, if you want to get that rare candy. That's the one place where sometimes I won't use it, just because it makes me too nervous.
This is interesting. I have noticed that every person who uses a controller finds that part to be hard, but I find that part to be just as any other spot with a keyboard.
Maybe
But
it's
then
'cause
again, that I find other tiny, just little problems all the time with the keyboard. So it's like they both have their advantages and disadvantages.
Makes me wonder if keyboard is easier to do one frame inputs or something.
Maybe.
Well, I can let
Especially
go and
because when I
start
started
real
my
easy.
channel, yeah, when I started my channel, I was actually using an old Afterglow controller that I've had for like 10 years, because it's just like what I had laying around when I started, and that especially made it very nerve-wracking because the inputs are real soft on it. So like,
Yeah,
just
I get that.
it was a really mushy direction pad, and I realized very quickly that's not a good thing.
Man, I have skipped so many heals.
It feels good, doesn't it?
I think I've healed like 3 times this whole run.
Like at a center or use a potion?
Both?
I
Ye-
might actually try that
defaulted
Steve
and,
strategy. I might try the
I-
Steve
I
strategy.
just-
I might actually go
Uh-huh.
Erica first.
It might honestly be a good idea, because I just don't think she's gonna be that difficult either way. She was such a breeze when
Even
you
after I
just
told you she was
go in there
hard,
at the normal time.
her victory bell's
No,
a
I
3
think you
shot.
just had bad luck. I think you just had bad luck.
If I would have got put to sleep, I would have been done. I've learned my lesson. I'm not doing it.
Man, look at you go, Steve.
Well, you know, you have that's the point of the first run, is to test the limits, and the limits have been tested, and the answer is don't get hit by sleep powder.
I'm just gonna get to damage drowning threshold first. There we go, 28.
See, if you attempted an early Erica before, you would know if you can do it or not. But now you have to test it in the second run for some reason.
Well, it's just something I never do.
Meanwhile,
That was easy.
I just instinctively went to Erica.
Hey, Steve, get this. I turn 1 crit the victory bell, it used wrap, and then on the Paris, and then on the Vile Plume, I crit it and then froze it.
That
So yeah, I
that
just
is what
got lucky.
that is what we in the biz called never punished.
I don't know. That fight seemed easy. I don't know what you're talking about.
Right?
I don't know, Steve. I think you're just bad.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's time you retire.
Probably. Misjudging Erica all over the place.
What is interesting compared to the random key items, you and Steve's routing is almost the same. Well, in a vanilla run, the route's pretty much always the same for everybody. It just diverges, like, do Koga or Rival 5. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
And then sometimes the Erica decision too.
I never see that as a decision. 99% of the time, I delay her till after the Safari Zone.
Interesting. I have the very opposite plan. 99% of the time, I never delay her.
It's
Oh,
just
I
because
almost
promote-
always do her after Pokemon Tower, right before I head out into the bike route. That's always my default.
We all have different defaults. See, the thing is, the reason why I like doing her early is because then I have extra money for the mart and I can buy a third Carbos or whatever I need.
Oh. Just
Yeah.
got done jamming with the band, huh? Well, welcome, Black Metal.
I mean, there is a method to the madness.
Oh, I skipped past the PP up. I guess I'm not getting it.
What do you mean you don't want the PP up? PP up is awesome.
Well, I was turboing A while going down.
Well,
and
go
if I
back
didn't
and
pick
get it.
up-
It's that important.
No, it's not that important.
It's so incredibly
you're just
important. You got to
trying to
divert
absorb
what
it.
you're doing and go back and get it.
You're never gonna give up mind tricks, are you?
You know, you got to try. If you don't put an attempt out there, how are you going to, one up your opponent at least once?
I mean, that's true. Alright, since this time I don't have the Sandshrew, I'm actually gonna do Rival 5 before Koga. Still gonna fight some trainers first.
All right, we're going to go do Erica without saving.
Yes, let me know how that goes.
All right, 2-shot of Victory Bell at level 30. Very different from the first encounter where I 3-shot it. Oh God. Vileplume put me to sleep.
Hey, just do what I did. Just crit into a freeze.
I woke up after 3 turns, which is usually not the case.
Alright, Rival 5 time. Oh no, Whirlwind. Whatever shall I do? And I got hit with Sunsmore.
Quiver and Fear, obviously.
Hey, one disadvantage of being paralyzed with Dig. Sometimes you can activate that invincibility glitch.
Okay, well, I guess I'm going to have to do Rival 5 will damage then. Stupid, not choke.
You're just gonna go to the heal bed?
No.
Something I've actually started doing in my Sylph routing, there's like a few trainers like on the way to the bed that have like fully evolved Pokemon. So sometimes like I'll actually fight those guys just so I don't have to do training somewhere else. And plus I can heal on the bed at the end. Because like there's a guy with a Hypno, there's some guys with Electrode, and then there's that Hypno sandwich guy right next to the teleporter.
Oh, that could have gone very, very badly. It just missed a sand attack.
The Pidgeot.
Yep. and then Charizard used Rage. Perfect. Never
He
punished.
did that to me too.
You always pick up the Hyper Potion to heal after Rival 5?
Yes, I do. Just so I don't, because usually by that point I'm running low on super potions, and I don't want to use my full restore unless I have to.
I just don't have
I
any
like-
Super Potions to begin with.
You don't buy them in Vermilion?
No.
Really? That's
I don't
weird.
either.
I saved the money for like Carbos and whatnot.
Dude, like 7 super potions is only like $3,000. You can surely pay $3,000 for potions, right?
Have you ever seen how tight the margins are for when you get a vitamin? It's literally the difference between getting the vitamin and not. I'm not even kidding. Like
For me,
sometimes
like,
I have
I always make the-
28,000 and sometimes I have 29,000, and that's the difference between the vitamin and not the vitamin.
I mean, maybe you don't need the vitamin. Have you ever thought of that?
I always base my decision on whether I'm playing a first stage or like a later stage. Because if I know that the Pokemon is going to, like, especially a slower Pokemon, it's going to take a lot more hits, I will do the super potions. Otherwise, I just bypass them.
Makes sense. If I'm playing a truly terrible Pokemon, I will also battle the first room in the right of the SSN because it has a gentleman who has a Growlithe who pays a lot if you just beat it up.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Did you fight that guy this run?
No, I don't need to.
But money. Okay.
I actually have a few gentlemen that I go to if I really, really need money.
Phrase out of context.
I mean, Steve says a lot of out of context stuff. Hey, level 4.
It's kind of sad to not use. It's kind of sad to not use Hyper Beam in this run because it would be so powerful, but it's really so unnecessary.
I mean, if you want, you can get to level 100.
I don't even know. Is there even enough trainers only experience in the game to get to level
I
100
don't
for a slow
think-
growth rate
No.
Pokemon?
No.
No, not even close. I don't even know if there's enough for a fast level up.
Really?
Actually, we pretty much did it. We played the whole game with Ditto. We basically fought every single trainer in the game, and we got to like level, was it 80, like 4?
Yeah, we actually
Really?
We actually made the Ditto the fast leveling group just for that run. Just because it would cut the amount of training a lot.
Yeah, because it's normally the medium fast, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we just wanted to make the run easier on us. I mean, the run was still hard.
Makes sense. Oh,
I
I'm
mean,
sure.
With Ditto, it's not a matter of if you need the levels, it's just that you do need the levels, so why not decrease the burden?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I feel like I'm making extremely good progress right
Yeah, I feel like I haven't really made a single error.
now. No, me neither.
I'm
actually.
defeating Blaine at the moment.
I'm already about to fight Giovanni.
Jeez. I don't
Nice.
even know how in the world. You know what? Encounters in Mount Moon.
No.
Yes. I had so
No.
many of them.
No.
The difference between you
still
and me
wanted to
right
make
now.
it like
That's
good.
okay.
You don't wanna
Just
make it
realized,
like
never
good.
mind. I did not battle Sabrina yet.
Okay, that is not Wild Encounters. unless
Yeah,
you
it's
have
not.
30
It's
of them.
not. It's not Wild Encounters. I don't know what you could have done differently. I've skipped like all the vitamins. I've skipped like everything you could think of.
The bike.
Oh, John Calibro says you're 16 seconds ahead.
Oh. That still doesn't explain not fighting Sabrina. I think think even if you include that, I'm still ahead.
To be fair, if I didn't walk to the Vermilion Gym, I probably would be almost fighting.
Giovanni.
Yeah, now.
No, Alakazam outsped me and crit me with Psybeam, but I somehow lived.
Nice.
I actually just looked. It outsped me by 1 point.
Oh, that always feels bad.
Yeah, and then the Charizard right after it used Slash, but then I lived at like 9 HP. Almost had a reset there.
Okay.
Hey, Shadow, we're doing this with Steve M Plays and MTiberius. Just look in the YouTube title.
God, that always scares the crap out of me when Nidoking uses Thrash and I'm underground and it's like, oh no, how did it hit me? It still shakes the screen.
Yeah, it still does. It even does that, like, if someone uses Thrash on a Ghost type or Wrap, it still plays the animation. It's really annoying.
Yeah, that is really annoying when you're running a ghost type and it's just taking all that time.
Well, I got the Victory Road candy on the bike without messing up.
Nice. Well, I finished the Safari Zone.
Nice.
Hey, come on, don't be hard on
Progress.
yourself.
It is pretty good progress, I guess. Because, I mean, 28 minutes on fast text speed to be in Sylph now is pretty decent.
Yeah,
I mean, you're making significant progress over your last run, that's for sure.
That's
yeah,
true.
Yeah, but
And I
like-
actually have a timer and reset counter for this one.
Yeah, plus like you said, you can actually compare this to your normal runs.
I just got an
That's
counter
true.
in the Victory Road grass.
Ouch.
Yeah, I got one of those last time. That's so frustrating. Because there's like 2 patches, like 2 squares. And
Yep.
Yeah.
You know you can't get encounter in the water, right?
You can't get an encounter? I was pretty sure. I've never
Nope,
actually looked
nope,
at it,
not
but I was like,
once.
I've never actually gotten one.
Yeah, we even
Yeah,
told
I
Scott
didn't
that.
believe it either.
Like, it is
I
not
didn't
common
believe it
knowledge.
either. I didn't believe it either.
I don't know.
But there is no encounter.
I'm curious
table.
why they
added-
did that.
They
I mean,
added one in the remix.
Have you ever tried surfing down to Cinnabar? The encounter rate's really low as well.
Yeah, it is
that's
pretty
why
low.
Most people wouldn't know it.
So it makes you think that they just didn't really know how to set the encounter rate very well.
You know, my theory is it might have to do with grass and water being on the same route. I don't know. That probably doesn't make sense. There's other places with grass and water by each other, like the power plant, for example.
I just find it weird that they even went through the difficulty of like adding the grass to add encounters if they didn't put any in the water. I just don't understand that.
I think they might have
Decision?
Actually just forgotten. They might have just forgotten.
Maybe.
To.
I cannot
There's a
believe
lot
that
of
happened.
Gen 1 stuff like that.
So I've been walking through Victory Road while poisoned this whole time, and I accidentally battled a trainer and somehow beat them with 20 HP.
Well, I got that
Wow.
reset on Bruno.
I mean, I didn't one-shot either the I did the Tentacruel or the Blastoise, and somehow I made it without getting hit.
Nice.
My Valentine's Day was pretty good. Thanks for asking, Shadow. I should really be using Thunderbolt on these Hitmons, not Ice Punch. Nine HP, my goodness.
Oh man, you're just a tad ahead. I am just now starting Lorelei.
Well, I'm just now starting Agatha. Could have had a reset list run, but I decided not to use my rare candies before Bruno, because last time I didn't, but I guess last time I just got lucky.
How many resets have you two had?
0.
One. Darn.
Because I have one on Misty, but it's actually been pretty smooth sailing after that.
It really frustrates me how on Lance, Ice Punch will not one-shot his dragons.
Yeah, that's especially Dragonite. That's
Yeah, it just feels wrong.
It just dawned on me. I
Yeah.
still have dig.
That's funny. That's funny, Steve. I'm surprised you didn't dig out of Victory Road.
I mean, it's not making a difference. I'm now defeating Agatha without taking a single hit.
Well, that worked.
since this is going to compare to my normal runs. This is definitely going to take a top spot if I was to include it in a tier list.
33-13.
33, dang.
Well, we have a separate tier list for ours. I haven't started mine
Yeah.
yet, but it's gonna get
This
there.
is my new fast Pokemon, actually.
Hey,
Wow.
you cut off a lot
And
of
that's
time
without
from
the-
my time.
I have splits on my live split. They're just not captured on OBS. I beat my last run by 4 minutes and 58 seconds.
Wow.
I'm surprised I cut that much time out. It's the same amount of resets, too. Like, I think it's just overworld movement. My game time is 210.
Really, right on? You survived on 7 HP, huh?
Yeah, Annie, we just finished the second run. We're about to wrap things up. We're just gonna wait for Steve to finish, and then I think Steve and I might just end our streams, and then MTiberius can finish his.
33:58.
I mean,
Darn, but 40 seconds.
hopefully I'm not going to be too much longer because I already have Koga. I just have Sabrina, Blaine, Giovanni, and then League. So I'm like actually not that far out.
33:58. That's like, isn't that Kyogre good?
I think Kyogre's 35-38. That was with 4 resets though. That run was bad.
My Kyogre was
so
in the
much fun.
33s.
Yeah, that Kyogre run needs redone at some point. But hey, new first place.
All right, let me go ahead and switch over to MTiberius' stream. I'll keep going.
Did you guys do Sabrina before Blaine or Blaine first, then go back to her?
Something I sometimes do is like I'll finish Sylph and dig out, and then I'll fly to Palatown, go to Cinnabar, get the secret key, and then I'll dig back to Saffron, do Sabrina, then fly to Blaine. But if Sabrina's the hard one, I'll do Blaine first for the special boost.
Makes sense.
All right, 30.
I just wanted to Blaine first because I wasn't sure since I know that we're slower than most of her Pokemon.
What?
I wasn't sure if it was worth it or not to get the special
Luckily,
boost.
as a normal type, you can actually take a hit pretty well.
Except for Bruno, though.
I guess that's true. And we have good.
Yeah,
We have actually pretty decent special too for Gen 1.
Yeah, 110 special.
I was actually talking about this with somebody else on my channel before, but it's interesting kind of to see like those who are maybe not so familiar with like Gen 1 and 2 that they look back at the stats out of a Pokemon and be like, wow, I couldn't believe it was so bad. You know, like that the power creep of like especially I think around the special stats being split and everything. But like people are surprised to learn like Charizard has like 85 special. You know, it's like it doesn't feel strong
If you look at
compared to modern Pokemon.
Well, actually,
If you look at it, Charizard and Blastoise are actually balanced attackers. Blastoise remained a special attacker. It just got like higher special defense. Venusaur in Gen 1 has 100 special. I think it still does.
I mean,
I think that the Charizard is a exception in Gen 1 because Flamethrower just makes it stand out apart of all of the other fire types. Where it makes it feel like the special is higher, especially since Flamethrower is obviously stab as well.
Alright, I guess I'll
Yeah.
head on over to MTiberius' run.
I mean, Charmander taught me that Ember is super effective against rock ground types. You can never teach me differently. Brock has taught me that.
I saw a theory recently that the reason that Gust is normal type instead of flying is because specifically of Bulbasaur being a starter. Because it would make your early routes so much harder for new players that they decided to make it normal type so that Pidgey doesn't have any super effective moves against any of the starters.
That makes sense. Although I don't think Pidgey gets Gust to level 5, doesn't it?
It gets it pretty early, but like you can find Pidgeys over that in the forest, or I think even on Route 2. Not really sure.
I like how they thought of those things, and then they made yellow version like, how in the world is Pikachu going to beat Brock? And they're like, you know what? Slam.
I remember like because I was a yellow version kid that oh goodness. Because I just missed all of my inputs there. There we go. Because I was a yellow version kid, like I just thought Brock was intended to be a very hard start to the game. And then when I did get I think I got red version first. Once I got red version, I realized like how easy he actually was supposed to be. But I was like sure as a kid, I'm like that they wanted him to be hard.
Interesting, because red version is technically harder if you think about it. They're a higher level and they have defense curl. Or at least the Geodude
and
does.
especially Pikachu is just a terrible starter in general.
Yeah.
So like it just feels extra bad.
But I mean, all of the starters are good against Brock in red blue.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, part of me wants to say that Bulbasaur is the worst for Brock in Gen 1.
Yeah, because it only starts with Leech Seed early, right? And then it has to
doesn't
get to
Mind Whip till level 13. Charmander gets Ember at level 8, which can deal decent damage to Brock. Squirtle gets Bubble at level 8, but why does Bulbasaur have to wait till 13?
You know,
Plus, training in the forest is terrible.
Brock essentially gave me a rule. As a kid, I always had the rule, always evolve your starter before you defeat the first gym. And I followed that all the way up until Sword and Shield.
I don't know why Steve has had the patience to fully evolve his starter.
It's just a rule.
yeah.
It's a rule. Like, you just can't. It's just you're not allowed. You can't complete the game without evolving your starter before the first gym. It's just not possible.
Fun fact. In Gen 1, while you have Oak's Parcel, if you evolve your starter before getting the Pokedex, the game thinks you have one, and the game gets soft locked.
Oh, really? Because same thing happens like with the Pokeball, right? You're talking about the same issue where like you can't give Oak the.
Yeah, if you have a Pokeball in your bag, Professor Oak will think you have the Pokedex. Like, I've ran into that issue with our randomizers before.
Yeah.
It's really weird, but you never know that in vanilla because there's nowhere where you can get a Pokeball.
I don't even remember it. I can swear I remember runs where we picked up an Ultra Ball.
Yeah, no, it was only with the Pokeball item. Specifically Pokeball. Oh no.
The rival fight on Route 22 went terribly. Crit Psychic from Alakazam. Drop special as well. Oof.
Wow. I lived at like 9 HP from that just because I got crit Psybeam, and then the Charizard used Slash, but luckily it was a Psybeam and not a Psychic.
I don't think mine was particularly close. I think I finished with like at least 70 HP.
Yeah, but crit Psybeams will do that to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, another crit. Dang. Think I might be able to survive a hit from Charizard? No, I just crit the Charizard. We're good. Not even an issue.
Man, I just beat my over-under by 4 minutes. Zacian was a mistake. Just wait till we backport Zacian. We're gonna put in that +1 attack modifier. So I'm gonna see what that would make it. I'm gonna look up Zacian's stats.
That thing's gonna be insane.
Yeah, plus we know how to backport the typings.
Yeah, what typing is it?
Fairy Steel.
Wow.
150 attack.
That's actually more of a detriment than a benefit in Gen 1, isn't it? 'Cause there's a lot of poison type.
It's also part steel. Game dev says
I guess that's true.
he put in all of the typings and weaknesses, resistances. He says he put all that in. So we can keep a Pokemon's original typings. So 150 attack, and a +1 modifier is 50%, so I'll times that by 1.5. Hey Steve, prepare for a run with 225 attack.
Holy crap.
Oh yeah, 115 special, 148 speed. Curious about moves. Though.
148 speed? You're telling me we get electrode level crits?
I think it's even better than Electrode. Maybe
Yeah.
barely. If it was.
'Cause Electrode is 140.
Oh, Steve, the starting movesets isn't going to be the best. It's going to be, looks like, Bite and Quick Attack and Submission to start with. Oh, level 22 Swords Dance, level 11 Slash.
Here's the question though: is your bite going to be Dark type? Because if so, that actually will make Brock
no.
fine.
Whoa! You totally threw out the whole thing. Level 11 Slash with a 212 attack power Pokemon.
225 attack.
That's just. Can anything survive that? Even rock ground types?
Well, we get Swords Dance at level 22 as well.
I feel like that's such overkill. It does, I don't even know if he needed to that point for much.
Yeah. And we get Dig and Swift. I'm just looking at moves that I know are in Gen 1. We can figure out one-for-one replacements later. Huh. In Sword and Shield, it did not get many TMs. Not that many. Doesn't get much type variety, I notice.
Like a Gen 1 Pokemon? Does it at least get a special move?
Let's see. It does get Psycho Cut as a TM. We can make that Psychic.
Mm-hmm.
It says it's 70 power.
Any ice or electric moves?
The only electric move is Thunderfang. That's not really a Thunderbolt.
No, it's not.
Yeah, that would feel too OP.
It would.
It does get Dig, though, but no Earthquake or any other ground move.
No other, like, move tutor moves?
No, Sword and Shield doesn't have move tutors. They just got level up and, like, 200 TMs. Honestly, we're not going to have that much move variety besides, like, Dig and Psychic and Slash. It's going to be kind of interesting how we deal with some things. Ice Fang should be Aurora Beam. But the main problem is, Aurora Beam is not a TM, though. There's no TM for Aurora Beam. If it's a TM move, we have to replace it with a TM move. If it got Ice Fang by level up, we would give it Aurora Beam. But yeah, that's the tricky part. TMs have to be TMs.
I wonder when he plans on using his rare candies, because he's gotten past the hard part.
He hasn't yet? He's level 54. I thought he did.
Oh, right. I keep on having like level 60 in the brain, because that's usually what any Pokemon that's not so level up group is.
They did throw you a bone by allowing you to catch an early Mankey. Yeah. Something that really sucked, like, you can catch, like, the Nidoran on that one route, but they didn't get double kick to, like, level 16. I think, or you had to evolve it to get double kick or something, but in yellow, they gave it, like, level 12 or something.
Mm-hmm. That was for Brock.
Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely going to set a new record for my Gen 1 runs with the regular text speed options. It's looking like.
What's your old first place?
I think right now Gengar is at 52 minutes right now. And then Victory Bell is an older run at like 53 that I need to redo. That'll probably beat Gengar anyway. But yeah, because I have all the encounters turned on and stuff for all my runs, so I haven't actually gotten one sub 50 yet with all of that. So this is actually really solid.
Annie, we're backporting the types just so like we can keep the typings, but we're not backporting moves. If something gets a new typing, then it's not going to get stabbed for that typing.
Nor
So
do
Zacian will
anything
not
get
have
up.
any stab.
Nor does anything get updated move typings. Like Gust is still normal.
Yeah, Karate Chop is normal. Let's see what else. No, there's another one. Bite is still normal. But honestly, does Zacian even need stab? 225 attack with slash and sword stance? I think you could get to 999 without even setting up all three of them.
That is extremely true. There have been other Pokemon. I think Vaporeon's one where if you set up all of your defense boosts, you'll get the 999 before you set up the third.
All right, I finished it. It's finally done.
Under 48, nice.
Yeah.
For a regular run, that's really good.
Yeah, that didn't feel too bad at all. I mean, granted, it is still base stat, but
Yeah.
definitely beats. I mean, almost 5 minutes from my top time.
From what I can tell, you could save a lot of time by figuring out your bag stuff a little bit better.
Yeah, for sure. That's my biggest thing I need to keep practicing.
Like, I used to be bad at the bag, but then after doing the Parasect race from Scott, I got good at the bag because me and Van Man were playing at the same time. We kind of figured out the strat. The strat is buy 5 repels in Vermilion City. Then you use 3 of them in Mount Moon. You use 1 of them in front of the Snorlax. And then you can get the rare candy, and then as soon as it runs out, the PP up is like 2 spaces below you. You could also stand.
Oh wow! Nice.
You stand in the flowers, so it's in between flowers. Just another hint. Then the last repel, so it gets out of your bag, is right in the Safari Zone, because it takes 2 super repels. It takes 3 normal repels. So 1 regular repel, 1 super repel is the perfect middle ground. And at that point, you could buy 8 in Celadon. You can buy, I believe it's 8 super repels. Will give you 1 to spare. And why I say 1 to spare is if you want to get all of the vitamins in Pokemon Mansion, you're gonna need that extra 1. And if you don't get the vitamins in Pokemon Mansion, you can just use a second one right there at the very end of Victory Road, and then you'll have room for the full restores.
Gotcha.
Anyway,
I think I've been prioritizing the ethers and elixirs too much. I think I'm always picking up all 5 elixirs and the 2 ethers that are on the way, and it's just overkill.
You got to cut the ethers. The elixirs are never going to be a problem because you're going to use them.
Well, I never use all 5.
Well, it doesn't matter if you're going to use all 5. By the time you use elixirs, your bag space doesn't matter anymore.
That's true, I guess. The spot's already taken.
Right. For
red version, I still don't have a set items I buy at the beginning, and I definitely am overbuying the antidotes and paralyze heals at the beginning. I think I only want 1 paralyze heal and 2 antidotes.
I'm doing
do 3 and 2 right
purges.
now, and I think it's overkill.
So what you're doing right there is fine. And then, so the first item purge I do, which I get rid of all my crap, is when I buy the repels in Vermilion, I sell like the nugget and the whatever else I have, like Bubble Beam or Thunder Wave, whatever I'm holding on to. And then my second item purge is in Celadon, and this is the item purge where you get rid of everything that's not essential, including the paralyze heals and antidotes. Like they gotta go. Anything that you are not going to be using for the very end of the game, Celadon is far enough.
Yeah, that makes sense, because like I've always been holding items until like after Sylph, because of the training there, but I just think it's too long, and I'm just overstocking and then holding onto them for too long. Where just the potions and full restores you pick up along the way, at that point are enough, and then there's healing options, obviously like in Sylph and stuff.
Right. Like for instance, I always 100% of the time pick up the hyper potion to the left of, well, not Rival 5 himself, but the room before you get to Rival 5. If you go left one, there's a Pokeball right there above the Magnemite Electrode guide, and there's a hyper potion right there, and I always use that hyper potion after defeating Rival 5.
Gotcha. Yeah, that one right on the way. I know the one you're talking about. Cool. Whew, well, that was interesting, but pretty fun, honestly. I would totally do it again.
Absolutely. We plan on having a new guest every week.
Yeah, with a little bit more lead up time and more testing, I could probably get this overlay working with the way that the settings are. I just would have to dive into like what's hiding in there that's setting everything and figure it out. But
yeah, you can keep the Regigigas ROM to like test it with.
Yeah, will do. That's actually a good idea for testing and going back and forth, because I'm sure there's just like one line somewhere that's hiding in there that I just didn't see when I looked through it real quick earlier, and I'll be able to figure it out.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining in today. I appreciate it very much. I will be having another run tomorrow where I'll be redoing Pidgeot, but with max DVs this time instead of minimum by accident. And I hope to see you guys then. Big thank you to Speedrunner and MTiberius for joining in today's stream. Have a nice night, guys. Bye.